So some people talk about that we're co-creating, and there is a fine line between all that visualization and all this work and all this method and just allowing and opening up. Some people say, "Oh, just open up to love, be grateful and just be guided." Some other people say, "Oh, you have to visualize and really see all those things." What do you say? You seem to be in between the two. I mean, what is for you? How does it
Well,
work?
I mean, look, you can once you develop the psychic power, using the methods I've discussed and others as well. If you actually put your intention towards manifesting a particular scenario or object, you will probably be able to do it, but it will drain a lot of your energy. The Taoist way, you only do that if it's an emergency. You don't generally, it's never usually an emergency to manifest a house or a this or a that. The way that Taoist does it is to look at yourself, to visualize yourself feeling amazing because you've got everything you need. And you don't have to specify what that is. We all know that when we've got what we need, we feel great. So you manifest that state, feeling great. And the Tao, the great way, the flow, will bring all the material things you need to you. So the game is you set an intention. My intention is, for example, to be successful, to be helpful to the world, to feel fulfilled, to be happy, to be healthy, to be loved, to be loving, to be engaged with the game of life in a positive way. For example, I have that intention and I hold that intention firmly in my heart. But all the while, I just let go and do whatever comes up with absolute love and with as much excellence as I can, whether it's typing on a keyboard or playing a guitar or shaking someone's hand or whatever it is you're doing, you do it with excellence. And then you just keep rolling as innocently and humbly as you can. And the great way will bring you whatever it is you need. And usually it's something way better than your imagination could have preconceived. And that's really the Taoist approach to manifesting. It's very powerful and it works. And it's fun as well.
It creates magic, huh? We become
Yeah, yeah.
magicians. Do you believe we're magicians?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's just, it's a word, but yeah, I mean, definitely we are. We're all potential magicians. We're sorcerers. We plug into source and from that create something out of nothing. Although I do also believe that it was always going to be created. All we're doing is rising up to participate in our own destiny.
Like a co-creative dance, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you're publishing a new book with A House in 2010 called "The Man Who Drove with His Eyes Closed." Can you tell us about this book?
Yeah, well, actually, it's called Supercharged Taoist. The English version is called The Man Who Drove with His Eyes Closed, and that came out a couple of months ago in the UK. But the full book is called Supercharged Taoist, and it comes out in America on the 15th of January. And what it is it was, I've had an incredible story training with some of the most amazing gurus and teachers of our times, R.D. Laing, Ram Dass, Al Wong, or some of the big, heavyweights. And I traveled all over the world. I mean, I started when I was 11 with a Japanese Aikido master, and I went to the East, and I lived in America, in New Mexico. I've worked and lived and traveled all over. And the teachers I had were so incredible that I wanted to celebrate them by telling my story with each of them and what they taught me, the wisdom they passed on, to give the reader, number one, their wisdom, number two, a sense of that if you are willing to let go and follow your fascination and see the guru in everyone that you meet, that will lead you on the most incredible adventure, which will deliver you to a place that will fulfill all your potential. And I wanted to inspire people to let go and do that. But I also wanted to make a statement that because the self-development world has been completely glutted with people who are brilliant marketeers, but aren't necessarily, in my opinion, the genuine article when it comes to caring about helping people. To the contrary, in fact. And I wanted to show what it was like before this whole game became marketized, so to speak, when people were still doing it because it was magic, because it was exciting, because it was on the edge of exploring the psychic realms. I wanted to just celebrate that so that the people who are into it now realize it didn't just come from people marketing things to them. It came from people who were genuinely caring about furthering human evolution. And there are still many of us around. And I guess it was a bit of a rallying call to all of those people in a way as well. So that's what it is. Called Supercharged Taoist because my youngest 22-year-old son wears a dog tag with Supercharged Taoist written on it in honor of me. And I asked him if I could use that as a book title because it seemed perfect for the book. Because I live a pretty supercharged life, and yeah, and this was the story of how I got to be who I am, really.
Yeah, yeah, it might turn out in a movie too, huh? Sounds like it.
People have said that. I mean, you know, I can't personally imagine putting energy into chasing after that. But if anyone ever comes to me and offers it, I'll certainly go for it. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have a last message for us?
A last message for you. A message from Ibiza. I guess this is my message of this moment. That don't take the ups and downs too personally. Don't identify too much with the difficult bits or the hard bits, and focus on what you can give, how you can serve in every situation. Let that be your first question. How do I serve here? Rather than how does this serve me? What do I get out of it? Ask yourself at the beginning of every situation, how can I give here? How can I serve? Just thinking that question and having it inform you will instigate a beautiful flow of energy, and then life will serve you in the best way possible. I guess that would be my final message today.
Thank you, Barefoot Doctor.
A real pleasure.